Hey party people, this is Jeremy from Woooooooo Plays Games. We are still at CHItag, Chicago Toy and Game Fair 2018, and we are talking with Justin Jacobson once again at Restoration Games with Fireball Island. So this is a big one. This is a big one on Kickstarter. It's finally coming to backers. Tell us a little bit about it for the people who don't know and the people who are craving to get that shipping box. All right.
So yeah, this game's originally from 1986, and when we started the company, we asked people to tell us what games they want us to bring back.
Yeah.
And in fact, if you go to our website right now, restorationgames.com, right at the top you can tell us what game would you like to see us bring back.
Wow.
And sort of the #1 request by far was Fireball Island. It has a lot of, it was a little bit after my time, I'm a little too old for it, but for a lot of people it was really that sweet spot of what they remember as a kid. Wow. And so we worked real hard to get it, and we're happy to be bringing it back now. And we did have a very nice Kickstarter that people are just getting their copies as we speak.
Right.
And it'll actually be releasing in retail this Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow. Okay. Just in time for the holidays.
Exactly.
Go ahead and tell us a little bit, show us a little bit about the game and show us how it works.
Sure. So basically, we've updated the island a little bit, so it's a little bit bigger and taller.
Wow.
But the premise is the same. You're running around the island, and instead of just getting the heart of Vul-Kar, which was the treasure in the original game, now there's lots of little treasures scattered all around the island, and you're going to try and get those little treasure tokens, and also snapshots from around the island.
Oh, okay.
At various scenic locations.
Okay.
And then the goal is to try and get one of each color snapshot and get back to the helicopter.
Get to the chopper!
Yeah, exactly. And whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins. You get points for your treasures and your snapshots and things like that. But obviously, while you're doing that, your friends are busy trying to mess up your plans.
Okay.
So there's a couple of different fireballs. There's these ember marbles that are around there. Those are for flicking, which you can use to flick people off. And then there's the Cataclysm marbles. So we get these fancy Cataclysm cards. And that's when Vul-Kar gets angry and he starts putting fireballs out. One of the changes we made was we changed Vul-Kar, so he's got 3 different mouths.
Okay.
So you never know exactly where it's going to come out.
Ooh, I like that.
So you drop it in, and we'll see if that time we didn't get anybody, but if we drop it again another way, it might hop over there. And so the idea was the original game was very structured. You knew exactly where you were going to hit someone with a marble.
Oh, okay.
We wanted to make it more chaotic.
Right.
So we have lots of different paths on the island. We have these trees that you can use to rotate to change the path of the marbles.
Yeah.
You can rotate Vul-Kar to different directions so that you might be able to get somebody else.
Wow.
And things like that. If you get knocked over, you have to give somebody a treasure, but then you also get a souvenir, which might be a tote bag or a jetpack or something like that. That lets you do something. And the way you're running around the island is you have these action cards. So instead of roll and move like the old game, in which case maybe you have a bunch of bad rolls, you're not going to have a very fun time. So instead you get a hand of 2 cards, and on your turn you play a card and then you draw a card. And those always let you move, but then they'll also let you do something else, like rotate somebody, flick an ember marble, or do a cataclysm and things like that.
You really added a lot of meat to the gameplay.
Yeah, so we just wanted to give the players more choices and make it a more interesting experience, while at the same time, like I said, taking that chaos or that kinetic mayhem was the sort of design phrase that we were using, and sort of turn that up to the max.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for giving me a full overview of that game. I actually didn't know much about this game. I missed out on that too when I was a kid. I'm a little bit more of a Crossfire kid. But anyway, thank you so much for taking a look at that game. This is Justin Jacobson from Restoration Games, and this is Jeremy from Woooooooo Plays Games, CHItag 2018.